absolutely nothing.
Hey guys, welcome back to Hadium. We're a little bit earlier today. We had some scheduling conflicts. Sorry about that to anyone that woke up early. It's my fault.
We were supposed to be earlier, but you know.
Yeah.
That happened.
Anyways, sleep deprivation out the way. We have a couple announcements today to start us off. First off, I will be in Hawaii for the next 2 weeks. So that unfortunately means I cannot be here to DM. Don't worry, we do have something coming up for you guys, special edition. Baz will be leading us in a one-shot starting next weekend on Saturday at our regular times. So stay tuned for that. That'll be extremely fun. Danny has a announcement.
Oh yeah, thank you. Only the bottom picture. Yes, that one. So my friend Allie drew a picture of Baz and the shark that attacked him, and I'd just like to thank Allie for that, because that's beautiful, and Ditto and I immediately thought of the left shark in Katy Perry's dance routine. It was a meme at one point, but thanks.
At one point.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So shout out to Allie there. Thank you so much for the art. Love it. Don't believe you have anything else?
Nope.
No.
Wonderful. Okay. Shall we start off with some introductions? So as always, I'm Reese, your friendly neighborhood DM who's not so friendly. We want to start on my left here?
No.
No, we want to start on my right here?
Can we start with the computer?
Let's start with our Skype joiners. So we have Baz and Shyn here today. Unfortunately,
Everyone else is not
everyone
here.
Everyone else is currently Skyping in. So
Everyone
let's start
mature
with...
and responsible isn't here, and this is gonna be horrible.
So let's jump right to Skype.
Jasper, are you saying that you're the only one for mature and responsible? That sounds accurate.
It fits. Okay, Jasper, you want to start us off? Introduce...
Don't really want to.
I can do it. It's fine.
Okay, you know what? I'll introduce everyone at this point. So we have on my right, Shyn, our wonderful drow rogue, whose current name is, I believe,
Tavik
Simmons. Fake names, all fun.
Yeah.
On my left, we have Ditto, who is playing Baz Benham, our wonderful dwarven bard, currently going by the name of Borin Baggendrock. We have joining us Tavik Summerhollow, our fire genocide cleric. Wonderful, wonderful man right there. We have Charlotte, our human sorcerer.
Woo.
A little bit of magic there.
Yes, my codename right now is Jeannie Simmons.
She's playing my wonderful daughter.
Right.
You can't see it, but Baz is glaring.
No, we did see a middle finger there. So
Oh, how expressive.
We do not have it as a mature stream.
And we also have the wonderful, wonderful Kizza joining us once again. Shout out to you over there. She is our dragonborn barbarian. All muscles and scales.
I'm salty.
Alright, so let's jump right into the game, guys.
Wait,
we
hold
left
on,
off...
real quick.
Sorry?
The summary?
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what we're doing.
Hold on, just really quickly. Not sure what the relationship between Tavik Simmons and Boring Bench... What's his face?
Baggendrock?
Oh yeah, our wonderful, apparently,
Who's taking a selfie?
apparently Ditto is taking a selfie. Apparently I have, she's my stepchild, and, I'm guessing Baz is supposed to be, like, her biological father. So we are currently fighting for custody.
Lorraine's very confused at the reception.
Lorraine, the receptionist, is very lost. Alright, so let's jump right in. Last we left off, You guys had arrived on the wonderful, wonderful place that is Ellison Resort. You'd had a lovely little cruise. You'd hooked up with the hotel manager, Debbie.
Please don't say it that way.
Who had shown you guys to your personal condo bungalow. You'd scheduled a couple of fun activities and gone up to the main house to see about some more. Baz, Boren, stopped by our lovely, lovely convenience gift shop. Bought some gifts for everyone. Tabak stopped in at the library, which was not as great as he'd been hoping for. And of course, Kizza stayed home to nap, as she would. We've got Tabak Simmons and Jeannie Simmons, who pulled a long con on the receptionist to get a couple of appointments in. And we join you guys now as you've just exited the main house, the main building for this resort, onto the porch and kind of begun to make your way back around to where you hitched up the lizards to a couple of posts to wait. Take it away.
Hey Baz, I just got a stuffy from you, my ex-dad. What, can I get the description so I can write that down in my treasure?
I know, I don't forget what it was.
The stuffy you gave.
Wait.
That she got.
Wait, is Charlotte asking Baz?
No, I'm just asking you.
Oh, it was like a half crab, a half fish.
Half fish, half crab. It had
Right, thank you. Okay.
Yeah, it was a half fish, half crab.
Hey, let me write that down, because I didn't last week.
Is Baz storming off towards the house?
Mm-hmm. He hasn't even bothered with the lizards.
He's just walking off.
I forgot about the lizards! Oh, God.
The rest of the three of you have made your way to the lizards. Baz walking off. Kind of
Smiling.
you unhitch each of the lizards, hopping up. Who's riding with who?
I'm not with Goose.
I'm not on Goose either.
Okay, it looks like Tabak is taking Goose alone, and Jeannie and her father are on Ryan. So you guys make your way down the beach.
Leaving Baz behind?
I'm walking on the sand right now. I didn't even take a lizard.
I'll say that as you pass Tabak, you just kind of loop down, pick up Baz, and hop him onto the back of Goose. And you guys make your way back to the little bungalow that you have been.
Is Baz doing like a little pout in the seat, just like?
Doesn't even bother putting on his seatbelt.
He's bouncing all over the place.
It's a bouncing dwarf.
But you guys make your way back to the bungalow that has been reserved for you, making your way inside and to spread out across the dining room and kitchen. Kizza has just woken up from her nap. Upon seeing you guys enter, she comes and joins you in the dining room kitchen area at the front.
I'm going to get my stuff, and I'm getting my own place. I walk up the stairs, and I grab my stuff from my room, and I come back down the stairs, and I don't even look at Shyn or Charlotte, and I put my head to the sky, and I storm out, grabbing Goose, and then walk, and riding home back. Just like...
Can I like grab him by the back of the poncho?
Yeah, no, that's enough. There's enough time you can have a conversation in between there.
Yeah, apparently.
So the dwarf, Baz over here, he yells out at you guys, and then stalks up the stairs, and you guys are left kind of in a small huddle around the kitchen table. The sound of an angry dwarf grabbing stuff upstairs.
Fucking.
Well,
Come back down the stairs now.
a lovely vacation.
I'm waddling down the stairs now.
Are you waddling down the
I'm
stairs?
waddling down the stairs.
Baz comes waddling down the stairs with his backpack piled high. There's like the edge of one of the sheets is sticking out. Add bed sheets to your pack. Not the pillow or blanket, just the bed sheets.
Just the bed sheets.
Understandable. I've taken all the bed sheets. Like, fuck you guys. These are my bed sheets now. No. Right. Feel free.
What the
Oh my
fuck?
gosh.
He's doing this kind of a head wobble thing, going,
More aggressive.
but it just sounds like you're humming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't sound like you're angry, it sounds like you're coming.
Mr. Benham, are you still coming to the tour with us?
Are
I
you
don't understand. Bless you?
'Cause I see you woke up from your nap.
This is why I sleep.
It's good you sleep. At least one person understands good health.
What?
I don't know. I was trying to be a father.
You failed.
Tabik, you seem nice. Mm-hmm. Bye.
Can I go up and grab him by the back of the collar?
You just kind of hold him.
Okay. Well,
Make a strength check.
Oh god.
Did I make a saving throw?
Oh shoot.
You just make a strength or dexterity.
That's a 5.
I have no clue if I
4
brought
or
the
3.
floppy hat, but I'm gonna leave that hat and walk out.
Is it a,
Uh,
I was gonna say if it's a nat 20.
It's
No,
like
you just like
23.
you go to do it, but he just he's an angry dwarf right now, and he just kind of slips off.
Like,
He does this thing where he like flaps the cape at you.
instead of keep its poncho.
It's his poncho, but it looks like a cape for a minute. And then he continues his way towards the door.
It's very still like.
Run up and try to pick him up.
Okay, yeah, make me a strength check there.
I'm pretty sure she has a better strength modifier than I do.
I'm out the door already.
14, 15, 16, 17.
We're gonna be late for our meeting. What did you get? I got 17.
We both got 17!
Fuck! Isn't it the highest modifier?
I have +4.
Plus 4?
+4 too.
Plus 4?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, here's how it goes, guys. Even or odd, Baz?
Odd.
Odd. It's odd. You
Damn it!
just managed to hold him back for a second, but he slips out last second. Just
Very high.
kind of. He's a very determined dwarf.
Because you guys can't grab the door.
Isn't Charlotte already out the door?
Charlotte's standing at the door.
Oh, at the door.
No, I walked out the door.
Oh,
We're
no,
gonna be
Charlotte's
late for
out the door.
meeting.
Well, our
We
meeting
have,
has
like,
a loose
30
time.
minutes. Yeah.
It's still a time.
Charlotte keeps very, very close schedule.
Kiza walks out the door and just stands next to Charlotte. She's done.
Yeah, you try and grab him, and he goes free. So you're just like, fuck it. You walk in front of him. It's like if you can't beat him, join him.
We're all okay.
Well, I got a 21 to grab Baz.
Baz?
Stop Baz. Guys, why are you trying to stop Baz when we're going out anyways?
Okay, yep. You
He's
Baz is
leaving.
distracted as like both Shyn and Kiza try to grab him, and he's just shoving him off. And then all of a sudden, Tabik, you just swoop the dwarf up like a child, and now you're holding a fully grown dwarven man.
Is he fully grown? He's pretty short.
He was pouting, and now he's glaring at my computer.
Not only was he pouting, he was like pouting with arms out, looking like he was being held.
Okay, what's going on here?
I don't want to talk to them.
Tabik doesn't know what the fuck you guys are arguing about.
Oh yeah.
Devin's just confused.
It's like they turned my trust and put it into dust. I don't want. Oh, that line.
Totally canon.
What?
He goes out and he's like, "Ooh, that line."
What?
they even do?
Something I hate. They turned my trust into dust.
I used a code name, and I called Shyn my father. And then, whatever. We're gonna be late. Okay, I leave.
I follow.
Yeah. You guys have, like, poked your heads in to the door to just see what's taking so long, and then you're like, fuck it. You turn around, you start to saddle up the lizards.
Oh, I'm still in the house, aren't I?
I'm gonna fucking get you.
Yes. To show you guys what it is, it's Tabak standing there with a fully grown dwarf in his arms, and Shyn across from the dwarf, arms crossed, looking at him. The dwarf, like, struggles to break out.
Can I struggle to break out?
You can. Make me a dex or strength saving throw.
Strength. Nat 1 counter, please.
You're not going anywhere.
I hope you die in a fire, but you not a fire like a really cold ice bath.
Fuck.
Okay, Charlotte calls everybody her dad. It's not something to be upset about.
You don't know how it feels to have a child, yours or not, say that they don't love you anymore.
We hardly know her.
Why is this a custody battle?
I don't know. I think Shyn just kind of sighs and, like, plants his face in his hands because he finds this utterly exhausting.
Kiza turns and looks at the camera like she's on The Office.
Kissa's probably taking. I don't even know what that lizard's name is. She's probably gone by now.
No, you and Kiza, I will allow to choose which of the lizards you've climbed onto. There's Goose and Ryan.
Right.
It's up to
One
you
of
guys.
us is gonna have to walk.
Are they though?
Baz can ride on Tabak's shoulders.
You have levitate, though.
What does levitate help me?
The lizards
stand
have
out here.
mouths.
I mean, Shyn also has a spell, but I don't want to use that. And I don't know how effective it would
Baz
be.
is giving me the stupidest look right now. Don't worry about it. You'll see. You'll
Okay.
see.
I have a lizard before, and their
It's
mouths
last
are like...
last one out. Last one out gets to
Oh.
understand how the the extra person factors into lizard rides.
I get on top of whatever the other one is.
Goose or
Goose?
Ryan?
Oh no, you don't want Goose.
Oh. Okay, I think I know what Shyn's gonna say now.
Fine, I get behind Charlotte. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with this one, but it's effective.
Okay, so the two of you have climbed onto Ryan.
Great. Can we leave?
We'll say you guys just wait a couple of minutes, just getting the saddle and everything ready, fitting in. Kiza's ridden once, so you guys have a little bit more knowledge and just try and help her.
Yeah.
No.
No. I think. I'm trying to think. Are you going to throw a fit at every ruse we concoct in order to get through all of these situations?
Who says this is a ruse? Who says I'm not actually legit hurt?
No, not you. I mean our ruse. Charlotte and I, on the fly, conducted a ruse that you throw a fit over. A ruse to keep ourselves and the rest of the group safe. If you're going to throw a fit over that every time it happens, then it's going to be very hard to keep all of us safe in all of these situations.
This is a ruse?
What happened at the receptionist's office was a ruse.
What did you do?
Charlotte and I came up with some names in order to get ourselves some appointments to try and figure out what's going on here.
Then you don't have to say that you're father and daughter.
That was the ruse. They wanted a parent for Charlotte, so
I was literally around the corner.
But you weren't there at the moment. No, he wasn't. At the time that we were talking about this, you were in the gift shot. You weren't there at the
You're
beginning
a
of the
child
conversation.
yourself. What are you, like 119?
Not quite.
90, 92, 98?
97.
I was close. Older than you.
You may be older than me, but you're acting a lot younger.
You don't know the shit I've been through.
You don't know half of what I've been through either. So we can work together to keep our whole group safe, or everything's going to fall apart.
Give me time to think about it. You've really hurt me, and I don't care if this is a ruse or not. You don't know what it feels like.
Tavik, your arms are getting sore.
Drop him.
Roll over my shoulder if that'll help.
That was really good.
Awesome. So, Tavik, you throw Baz over your shoulder as he says, "Give me some time to think," and then turn around to march out the door. So Baz is just left glaring over the shoulder at Shyn. I'm assuming Shyn probably follows.
Shyn is going to follow and then, like, I guess kind of jog ahead.
Okay, yeah. So Goose is the only one of the lizards left.
Fuck.
I'll allow you guys to decide who's riding. There are 2 seats in the saddle.
I am going to
I got a 18. I want to ride too. Roll to see who goes in the soft mouth.
I need to pick a dice because all of my dice hate me right now. That's a 2.
If I'm carrying Baz?
Question.
Yeah.
Are you taking your bag with you?
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you drop that at the kitchen?
Well, my fanny pack or my bag?
Well, like, you packed all your
Because you
stuff.
packed all your stuff.
Including the sheets off the bed.
Yeah. Are you taking that
Possibly
with you?
not even your bed. You might have
What-
taken Shyn's
when
sheets or
did-
something.
When did I get another bag? Because I only have my fanny pack.
Oh, you stuffed everything into your fanny pack, didn't you? Because you
Yeah.
left stuff back at the bungalow, so you just have everything in your fanny pack?
Yeah, it's always on me. It's on
Okay.
my waist. Hold my pants up.
So your
Ignore
pants
me
are
then.
falling down.
Ignore me then. Alright, so who is riding Goose?
Can we vote Tavik out?
That's one thing I can agree on.
You guys are dicks.
Roll me dexterity checks.
Oh, we already rolled. You got.
Well, let's do... That's a 14. Oh, just checks? Yeah,
20.
14.
20, 14, and
15.
Don't you have disadvantage, though?
just on stealth checks.
Okay.
Just on stealth checks.
Uh.
So
I'll walk.
Tavik manages to toss Baz up onto the saddle before climbing in himself. Shyn, you've just made your way out. You're going to go around them and stuff. And as you pass in front of Goose, Goose, noticing that the 2 saddles are full, goes, licks his lips, and then bites the back of your collar to lift you up so that he is now holding you up.
He wouldn't be biting the back of my collar, he'd be biting my hood.
Oh, he's holding you by the hood, so you're kind of like dangling now. And the 2 lizards take off towards the house. Shyn
I already knew this was gonna happen.
just kind of hanging from this lizard's mouth as it wobbles back and forth. It's actually kind of making you a little bit dizzy. Making a constitution check.
That's a 9.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're starting to feel unwell.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a good time. You guys make your way back up to the main house with record time. They're actually going quite fast. And you pull up to your thing. Goose deposits Shyn so you can like stumble away and you kind of like rest against the wall for a second to catch your breath because, oh god, that was a weird experience. The rest of you climb down off these giant riding lizards, hitching them back
Shyn
up to
is
your
currently
guys'
fighting the urge to
parking
poison one
spots.
of his rations and then feed it to Goose.
Oh, no. Not the poor baby lizard. But you tie your lizards up to the hitching post, the personal parking spot you have, and make your way around the front to the porch, where you kind of just take a seat at one of these tables to await the bus that was mentioned to you that will take you up the mountain.
Right. Stupid bus.
And you're there for 2-3 minutes before you start to see, coming out of the woods, the jungle, down this little like path that is being carved in on a small kind of road, a large owl bear. And owl bears on their own are big, but this thing is like a size bigger than a general owlbear. And attached to its back is a little riding platform, kind of like a safari tour platform. And there is a small man sitting in the front seat with 2 reins that kind of he's using to lead the owlbear. And behind is a group of kind of like tourist-dressed fantasy people. There's a pair of elves at the back who are dressed in identical sundresses. And there is a couple of humans, a small family of dragonborn, just a general populace that have managed to climb their way on. And as the owlbear comes to a halt and kind of kneels down to let them off, they all climb off. One of the dragonborn kind of waving a goodbye to the dude in charge of driving the bus. The bus driver, if you will.
Really?
And the bus is left open. And you see this older couple make their way onto the bus to sit down, and they take a seat at the very back, but it doesn't seem like anyone else is quite getting on at this point.
Does it have a name tag? Like a visible name tag?
Roll me a perception check.
13.
Okay. The driver, you can't quite make out. He's very small in comparison, just to where he is, and it's difficult to see him. But you do see that there is kind of a collar around the neck of this owlbear, and there's a small like dog tag done in a little bone shape, and engraved into it is Gus.
Don't fucking
It's
at
Gus
me
the
right
bus.
now.
It's Gus the bus.
Gus the bus!
Okay, how do I climb on?
There is a small kind of staircase, almost contraption that is being like flung down, a little ramp with a couple of like ladder rungs that you can use to climb up into the seats.
Great. Is it any problem for me to get up there?
Nope.
Okay, I do that.
I just realized how ridiculous though our scheme was.
I follow.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So
We're
there's
all
a
getting
collection of about 6 seats, kind of at the front of this bus. The last 3 seats at the back have been taken up by this elderly couple. There's this nice, elvish looking couple. They're definitely in their late 80s, late 90s, kind of, early 90s, late 80s. They've got a small bag. The one lady is knitting away, and the man is just kind of like looking at. She's got a pair of like binoculars with him and stuff, and he looks like he's excited for this. They're just an older couple that have taken up the back 3 seats. The front 6 seats are currently empty, and then you have the driver at the front.
I go sit closest to the elderly couple as I can.
Okay, so we'll do airplane seats here. There's the window seat, which is now on the farther edge, the middle seat in between the other 2, and then the aisle seat, which is kind of the little area leading to the back of the bus so you can get into the other things, on the side with the staircase.
What?
Where do you want to sit? Window, aisle, or middle?
Is window somewhat close to that? I don't know, which one's closest to them?
They're all just in front of them, but
Oh.
it's just where you want to sit comparison.
Okay, window.
Window? Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so you'll sit down at the window.
I'm the asshole that sits in the aisle next to Charlotte and doesn't plan on moving.
Isn't that middle? She's at window. Wouldn't that be middle? Or is that aisle?
That's aisle.
Aisle?
Kizza, are you sitting next to Charlotte, or are you sitting a seat over from Charlotte?
I'm sitting a seat over from Charlotte. I'm sitting in the aisle.
So there's.
I'm guessing Baz wanted to sit beside Charlotte.
No, I
Or-
don't want to sit beside Charlotte. I want to sit beside the old people so I can be like, how is this fine then? Let me see
Charlotte.
Not people.
Kizza.
He's older. Do we have birthdays, by the way?
I think some of us do. I know I was planning on making one because I need one for Shyn if we get far enough in the game.
Okay.
Then indicate.
The other 3 of you coming on?
I'll
Yeah.
sit closest to the bus driver.
Okay.
Directly in the middle.
Directly in the middle seat? Okay, so you'll sit in the middle there.
So am I looking like at his ass, or?
You're looking kind of like to his shoulder. The aisle seat is right behind where he's sitting. And it leaves like a gap to the one side so you can get through to the other back seats. But you're like close enough where you could lean over and talk to him.
I don't know. I'm sitting somewhere.
I love your family so much. Just random yelling of oh.
We're supposed to have the kids today.
Sit somewhere.
I'll sit at the window seat in front of Charlotte. And...
Okay. So that is Shyn.
How poor goes everyone. Shyn, Baz, and then there's like a full.
No, Shyn and Baz are next to each other.
Hi, Baz.
It is currently.
You know when couples have a fight, they always like one of them
Charlotte.
tries to sit as far away as possible, and then
Kizza.
the other one sits right beside them.
Baz. Shyn.
They're like, I'm ignoring
The driver
you.
is
And then
in
the other
this
person
seat
is, I'm
here.
ignoring that I'm ignoring you.
Is there a seat here or no?
No, that's just open space. This is kind of like the stair ramp off the thing, and then you have the elf 1 and 2, and then that seat's just kind of taken up by a knitting basket. So there is a seat next to Baz and in front of Kizza, or there's the seat right between Kizza and Charlotte.
I thought about taking that seat, but at the same time, I don't want to have to try and climb over Kizza. I think that would be probably
Yeah, do you choose life or death?
Oh,
So Tabit.
can that actually be a thing we do at some point? Kizza and Shyn fighting? Or at least sparring, because I think that would be so much fun.
So Tabit, where are you sitting, bud?
Where are the open seats?
There's one next to, in the middle of Charlotte and Kizza, and then there's one in front of Kizza that's next to Baz. It's the aisle seat.
I'll take the aisle seat because Baz is being an idiot right now.
Okay, so that's Tabit there, and then there's just
Is
an
he
empty
still in
seat
that
in
spot?
between you guys.
I think so.
Yeah.
Great. So, I turn around and, like, you know how little kids, like, turn around on their seat and, like, they're up on their knees? And they're, like, looking over the, I do that, and I look over the elves, and I say, hello, my name is Charlotte, gee, what's your name?
The woman doesn't look up. It doesn't appear that she's heard you, but the man kind of glances over. He's got, like, his binoculars up to his face, and he takes them down to look at you, and he goes, "Oh, hello, little girl." And then he goes back to his binoculars.
Well,
And it's at this moment, you guys are kind of left idling for a couple of minutes, about 5 minutes. And then the driver gets up and he starts to fold up the staircase and lift it up. And you hear from around the corner of the house comes a small man.
I love small men. Sorry.
And
In what way?
he's very
Oh my
short.
God.
And he's got a green, pale kind of skin, these pointed ears, and he's got a large backpack that's like 2 sizes bigger than him. And he goes, wait for me, wait! Hold the bus!
Is he a goblin?
He is a goblin.
I love him.
And he comes jogging down the path, and he's got this backpack that's like way too big for him, like it's tottering over him. And the little bus driver kind of glances and furrows his eyebrows and stuff, and then he begins to put the staircase back down. And the goblin climbs up quickly and stuff. And he looks around the bus and he sees that the only seat is in between Kizza and Charlotte. And he goes, okay! And he unhitches the backpack, drops it off at the back of the bus. In this little, like, area that's been put aside so you can put a couple of things there. And he just fucking dives over Kizza's lap, and pops up in the seat in between. And he settles down and clicks his little seatbelt and he goes, woo! Almost missed the bus there.
Well,
you sound like Mickey Mouse.
who are you? Nice jump, by the way.
He looks around at you guys and stuff, and he goes, "Oh, aren't you guys a weird bunch there?" And he holds out a hand, and he says, "My name is Tiberius Tiddlywinks Tarkor. Fourth of my line, fifth inheritor of the great wealth establishment." Give me a minute. Oh, God. Ooh, and he has to catch his breath for a second and says, "Sorry about that.
I was gonna say Jeremy.
Tiberius Tiddlywinks Targamar. Fourth of my name, fifth of my line. My friends call me Marvin."
I shake his hand emphatically and I say, "Oh, hi, my name is Jeannie."
"It's lovely to meet you. You're a lovely lady there." The driver has hitched up the side of this thing, and he's a smaller man. This halfling man kind of got this red hair that's been pulled back into a little man bun.
Why are they so popular?
Also, why is there so much red hair in your games?
And he's got this big bushy mustache. And an equally bushy beard.
Okay, not that important.
And he stands up on his seat at the front and says, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Wyatt. I am the bus driver for today. We'll be heading up the mountain, making a short rest stop at the jungle clearing, before heading up to the volcano. Please remain seated, all your bags stowed under the seat in front of you. For those of you in the front seat, I will be taking your bags to store them in the compartments. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and keep your hands inside of the ride at all times. There's dangerous things out in the jungle. We keep them contained, but it's always good to be safe. We'll be heading up very shortly here. Gotta make sure Gus has got some water to drink, had a bit of a snack, and then we'll be good. Any questions before we go?"
Can I not have my seatbelt on?
It's very important that you keep your seatbelt on. We have a little bit of a rough patch we hit later up on the road, where it's very, very good to have it on. Gus is a little bit temperamental about that sort of stuff. Anyone else? And you see Marvin raises his hand. He's like bouncing on his seat and stuff, and he goes, "Oh, me. And Wyatt, the driver, goes, "Yes, sir." And Wyatt goes, "Will there be onboard snacks? Because I cannot have gluten. It's very dangerous for my health. My wife has no love for the stuff. Very, very dangerous for my health." And Wyatt says, "No, sir, we don't serve snacks on the GusBus. Anyone else? Or are we good to go, guys?"
Can you make an exception for this bus?
No. Any other questions?
Nope.
Nope.
Great. We'll be starting very shortly. Please buckle your seatbelts. Get your bags. And he comes around and you guys don't really have, packs with you other than your fanny pack, which he doesn't mind you keeping on you. So he doesn't bother taking your guys' bags for the stowaway compartment. But he gets back to his seat, clicks his seatbelt together, and leads Gus over to this little feeding trough that's off to the side. Flicks a mouse that the owl bear eats out of the air, and then turns him towards the road. And you guys begin to make your way up the mountain.
So Marvin, what's your family tree? What's your inheritance? Tell me a bit about yourself.
Oh, gosh, where to start? So I come from not a very respectable family. I'm a goblin, as you can see, which is a little bit difficult to get by in life, but, I manage. There's not really much about me. My family has always been a bit of a close-knit group. I got married in the fall, which was really fun. My wife, Jennifer, wonderful woman. Elvish, which was a little bit of a difficulty for their parents. Her parents weren't very excited about me being the husband, but you know what? We're madly in love. It's not a problem.
Where is she?
She stayed back for a massage at the masseuse here. She wasn't as interested in the wildlife as I am. But no problem, right? We're on vacation. We've got lots of time.
Hey, how old are you? Are you elderly like me? I'm not really elderly, I just say I am.
Oh, buddy-o! Oh, the things I could tell you. I'm 69.
Dylan,
Why you got so happy about that?
I'm 69. Was born in a small town. Small goblin town.
What's that?
Dylan, just say yes or no.
About what?
No, just say yes or no.
Say
Just
yes
say
or no.
Yes, I guess.
Great, thank you.
What? I mean, I grew up with my sister. She was a bit of a bitch. She cooled down. She's a lovely lady now. She's got a kid. I love the death out of him. My little nephew there. He's a cute guy.
What's his name?
Jeremy.
Jeremy?
Jeremy. Yeah. Cute kid.
What's his
cute
full
kid.
name?
His full name? Oh, it's a lovely one. Jeremy Margaritaville Marvin. Bye.
Marvin?
That's one of his characters he's playing.
Oh.
Are you gonna?
Oh no.
Don't you dare then! That just clicked in my head!
Wait, what? Did he just leave?
Don't! Oh my god, don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare. Oh my god, that just clicked in my head, don't dare! Oh no!
Did he leave?
He did, and then he stood in the doorway and pouted for a minute, and then he figured out what was happening.
Okay.
No, I hate you.
Is this a problem?
Okay, I turned to Marvin. Thanks, Dylan, for letting me do this.
What's going on?
I asked Marvin, are you sure that Jennifer's just not out for your inheritance?
Oh no, darling, please, please. She's the one with the money.
I need to write this down for my own character.
I don't want to know what's going on, but I also want to know what's going on. What the fuck?
Yeah, no,
I
I
thought
grew
it
up
was
with my
gonna
sister.
really upset the dude.
So, what's up with you guys, hey? How's, where you guys come from? What's your life story, hey?
I was raised by wolves.
Well, that's exciting. What type of wolves? Where you from, man?
A forest. The wolf type.
Very elusive. Cool on you, man.
We're having a custody battle right now.
Oh, you're in a custody battle? Dude, me too. My 17th wife? You, that bitch took my kids and my money and she ran.
I'm learning new things the more you talk. Now I have to write it down.
No, Frida was a mean woman, but God, was she beautiful.
What
And he
race
gets
was
this
she?
faraway look, and then he's like, he strokes his, like, imaginary... He's got, like, 4 chin hairs that are, like, they're not big enough to be considered a beard, but it looks like he's very determined. And he strokes it, kind of, and he's like, she was a bugbear. That woman.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry for laughing.
The
more this grows, the more
And then
I can eat.
he goes to, like, talk again, and all of a sudden, the bus just goes, whoop, and he goes up as you fall, straining against the seatbelt, which is definitely not meant for someone of his size, and then he just whaps back down onto the seat stuff, and he says, oh! I hurt my rump! I hurt my rump! And, you hear Wyatt call from the front, sorry about that, ladies and gents, we hit a bit of a pothole there. Didn't see it coming. Pay more attention. You guys take this time to, like, look around now. And you see it's a nice place. You're definitely into the jungle now. The resort has faded from view. The beach has faded. And you're making your way through a little resort setting. And I'd like, perception rolls from everyone.
Yay.
Ooh. Okay.
Don't tell me this is gonna happen. That I think is happening.
Oh,
Don't
well,
tell me.
I'm not gonna
Tell me what your...
23.
23?
7.
19.
Also 23.
Okay.
13.
Awesome. So Shyn and Tabik, the rest of them are kind of looking around, and you guys see a variety of flora, and this is like very colorful. It looks similar to something, like it looks kind of familiar, just the way that it's laid out and the way the different plants and stuff go. But
Okay then.
Tabik and Shyn, as you guys are looking, you guys put your eyes a little bit farther up the trees, looking at where the actual canopy is, and you catch the glitter of brightly colored scales. And then it's gone, and then you see a flicker and another flash of equally bright scales. And they're not like a big thing, like not like a snake would look like. They're just small little things of scales and stuff. And they're done in very vibrant color, one color each. And then just as quickly as you'd seen it, it's just gone. It's a bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear kind of like chirping almost, like a bird song, but reptilian.
Yeah, okay.
My two favorite animals in one.
Wyatt is currently trying to, he's rambling on about stock prices now.
I want to
Just-
have a nice conversation with him about some stock prices.
Yeah, you engage in a nice conversation. He's just kind of rambling. He seems like the dude who just talks a lot about random things at this point.
Do you mean Baz and
But it's the type of thing where he hasn't stopped at all since he started talking to you. Like, you're worried he's gonna run out of breath at this point, but he just continues on his rant.
So I heard the stock prices are going up.
Oh, don't get me started on the stock prices, man. Do you know how much bars of soap sell for nowadays? It's ridiculous! How am I supposed to make it anywhere in this business?
Oh, you sell soap?
No. Carrier pigeons, actually.
Oh, nice, nice. You know, I don't actually know about the mining stuff. Do you know what that's doing?
Oh, word is, some big group dropped out a little bit ago. Some troubles at home.
What
So the
big group?
criminals coming in, definitely storming the scene.
What big group? What was the name?
God, I can't remember. It was a weird name. Some animal or something it was named after, I believe.
animal?
Yeah. Like buffalo or
I handed him my
a
business card.
bison
I
or...
handed him my business card.
He looks at it and he says, "Oh yeah, this one right here. Yakin, that thing. Yaks, that's what I was thinking of. No, apparently some big trouble, some change of management happened or something. They dropped out the field for a bit, but there's rumors that they're coming back in. They're gonna sweep the entire thing. It's a whole thing. I don't know. I'm not really into that sort of stuff, you know? I'm more of a timber man."
Timber or Tinder?
Timber.
Do you know much about Yakin?
No. No. Me and Jennifer, no. We're actually up from Kavit. She's got family there we were visiting. We did the wedding there. It was a lovely place. Beggar's Landing this time of year.
I thought it was
Beautiful.
Wyatt talking.
Not Wyatt, no.
You said bus driver.
Did I say bus
Yeah,
driver?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I said Wyatt, didn't I? Sorry, Marvin was talking.
Oh, okay, good.
Not
Oh.
Wyatt.
So,
Okay, I'm staring out my window.
you ever seen some, poncho dwarves like me?
No, nothing I can remember. No.
And, have you seen a wizard? There's a lot of wizards, but, have you seen a wizard?
I knew a man named McLaughlin. He could do some magical things with hair.
Was his daughter named Sarah?
His son was. I think his daughter's name was Clara or something.
I would start singing Sarah McLachlan, but that's copyrighted.
I also know like 3 people named McLaughlin. Yeah.
Hey, Wyatt.
Yes, sir.
You know much about, yakking?
Yakking? Can't say I've heard of it.
Ever seen some poncho dwarves? Is there any on the island?
You already asked that.
No, but that was for the other guy.
I mean, I can't think of anyone who works for us. I'm pretty sure Gregory doesn't wear a poncho.
Gregory?
He's the only dwarf we've got on retinue right now. He runs our masseuse table.
They get in all the right spaces.
Oh my god, no.
Small little hands.
No, we might have had a couple of guests, but not anyone recently that I can remember. I just handle the tours mostly.
Does he sniff like you just did?
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
And then he spits off the side of Gus. Like a little
Alright, when do we get there?
cowboy.
Monster.
Yeah, you guys make your way up the mountain and stuff. Marvin continues to prattle on about random things. Stock prices he gets off of, and now he's talking about cutting blocks. And then he goes into carrier pigeon ways. All just random tangents about different things. The 2 elderly elves at the back continue to knit. They're not too into it. The man is just kind of looking at everything as fast as he can. And you guys make your way up the side of this jungle slope, and you come to a stop in a little clearing at this point. And it's been a little bit, but it's still a short enough time. And you turn right at this fork in the road, coming into this little clearing. And there's a small, what looks like a barn almost, set far back. There's a small little like hut that says arena office. And then on the right hand side there is a small restaurant with what looks like the end of a zip line. And Wyatt pulls Gus up to a small trough right in front of the restaurant and stuff, and he takes down the stairs and says, so we'll be taking a quick pit stop. Anyone that's coming right up to the top of the mountain, make sure you're back here within the hour. If that's all you're doing for today, thank you for riding GusBus. We look forward to having you guys here. We hope you enjoy your stay. Wyatt out, man. And he just kind of like pops off onto the staircase and like slides his way to the ground before walking into the restaurant.
You're welcome. So, Kizzo, you weren't there. Are you Tabik or Shyn? Tabik?
This is mighty confusing.
I don't even know at this point. I've forgotten. I don't know what you guys are doing with these names, but it's kind of dumb.
I'm pretty sure
Avoiding
you guys are
eye
all
contact
talking
with
about
shit.
this in front of a goblin and elves.
Marvin slips down, like he becomes like jello-y and just kind of slides his way down under the seat and then crawls beneath Kizzo's legs out to the thing, and he grabs his backpack. And he begins to make his way down the staircase and he calls, "See you guys later!"
Bye!
And the 2 elves just continue to sit in the back.
I mean, the lady can't hear the guys.
You said the arena office is here, right?
Yes, there's a small hut next to the barn
Okay.
that's got arena office.
I have to climb over everyone in order to get out.
No, you're right here.
You just step out.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. I'm getting off the bus.
I was really gonna talk to you about the arena office.
What?
I was gonna talk to you about the arena office.
Well, I mean, you can talk,
We're
but...
avoiding eye contact. Shyn or Tabik? Good talk!
I think Shyn kind of walks up and, like, leans over and goes, "We are currently under the guise of I am Tabik, and Tabik is Shyn.
Okay.
Charlotte is
Don't
Jeannie."
tell me about that. Tabik.
Yes.
Weren't you looking for some weird office?
Yes.
Is this the weird office?
Yes.
It looks like a barn.
Kind of, yeah.
It says arena on it.
Yep.
There is a barn, and then there's a small
Yeah,
hut
there's a
that
hut.
says arena.
I lied.
office.
I'm looking at the sky. Can't see shit. There's a small hut that says arena on it.
Yes.
Why did I go country?
I don't know why you went country.
You need it?
What?
Do you need it?
Yes, I have a meeting.
Now?
What time is it?
I don't know. I don't have a watch.
Is it 5-ish?
It's getting close to 5.
I should probably head over there fairly soon.
Are you gonna go?
Is this why
Would
we
any
meet
of you like to accompany me to, my meeting?
up? Do we have
What's
to
it
go up
about?
to the volcano for any reason?
Do we? I don't think so.
Did
Don't
we?
think so.
Did we come up for the arena office, or did
Yeah,
we
we
come up
went.
for the
We
volcano?
came up to go and see the arena coordinator.
Okay, great. I get out.
Okay.
I guess I'm getting out too. I get it.
Are we having a family meeting with the arena?
Yes.
Question, Charlotte. Do you crawl over me? No, I crawl under the seat that's in front of me. Okay, good. You walk off the bus. She's out.
So, I guess I'm gonna walk off.
You say.
Walk off the bus.
Okay, yeah, you guys get out and you stretch your legs a little bit. You're a little bit stiff. It was
Yeah.
a bit of a ride.
Yeah.
What was the arena thing about?
I was going to go and talk to the arena coordinator because something about that seems a little off.
A little fishy? Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. But that's one of the only things I'll agree with you about.
All right. Well,
Is
I'm
that still looking at the sky?
Oh yeah.
well. I'm gonna go do that.
Whoa, look, that's a seagull. That's a really
You
nice
can
seagull.
continue with your bird watching.
That's making me a perception check with
God.
disadvantage.
Oh, a disadvantage.
20.
Not 20.
Wait,
21. No. No, 21.
Baz.
Oh,
That's a 6.
6. There's some nice seagulls.
You guys watch as Baz runs into a post. Baz, because you are not looking where you're going, you run into something. However, because you are looking up, you do manage to spot something. It's very short, but you do manage to catch the hint of scales. These vibrant kind of little clump of scales in the sky. And the clearing, like, doesn't have a canopy over it. It is clear sky. And just, it's not there. And then the next second, there is just a flash of these bright yellow scales in the middle of the clearing sky, and then it's disappeared again.
I look down at Shyn. Or Shyn. Yeah, Shyn.
You just lower how far
Yeah.
up you're looking.
So I was like, this will go.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're still looking up if you're looking at Shyn.
Have you guys been seeing, like, are we under a dome or something of scales? Like, did you guys see that? It was just like yellow scales in the middle of the clear sky.
I noticed some on the way up.
Yeah, there was odd flashes of scales as we were traveling up on the bus.
Are we in some weird dome? Or
Well,
like,
we did fall through a whirlpool into this area.
don't tell me it's the
It's
ass.
not like it was high up. Like, it was probably level with the canopy.
So
But-
it's more likely some creature that camouflages itself. I didn't say that in character.
Never mind. I don't know if it's just me. It might be some character that camouflages itself.
Baz, what is your intelligence?
That's one right now.
He's a
Well, I'm.
Mildly smart bard.
I can only guess that it was a fairy dragon.
What did I have? What?
You remember the
encountered
small
these.
creatures
You know,
we
Trina.
encountered in the
In the
greenhouse? Yeah.
I just remember the amazing back rub. I still have a bathrobe from that
Oh god.
and a
a
towel.
lot of bathrobes.
Anyways, anyone accompanying me?
Sure. Sure.
Oh, yes.
This is weird, I'll go with.
Kizza?
Is everyone else doing that?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Fine. Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so you make your way across the, like,
I
open
changed Shin's voice. It's
dirt.
wrong.
And up, it's like, it's less of an actual hut than it is kind of like an old western sheriff's office type thing. Don't.
I wasn't actually gonna try to throw it into his mouth.
It's almost like an old west type like sheriff office. It's designed as, although it does have like the roofing is done in like the palm leaves and stuff. It does have a bit more of a tropical feel to it, but it's definitely western influenced. And the door swings open easy enough, and you're into a small like front office room. There's a small desk. A man currently is sat behind the desk. He's got his feet up in like a cowboy hat tipped down over his eyes, and he's like arms crossed, and he looks like he's having a nap.
Hello?
The man starts. His legs fall off the thing, and he tips the cowboy hat up to look at you. And he's human. He's got kind of blonde hair that's being like close cut. He's got a large scar that stretches over the left half of his face. It's kind of like warbly, looks almost animal. It doesn't look like it was made with a sword or something. It does look like it was inflicted by some animal and stuff. He's got a slightly glossy eye. He can't probably see out that eye too much. He's wearing kind of like a red tunic and some normal pants. And he kind of glances up at you guys and he says, "Who the fuck are you?"
Who the fuck are you?
I asked you first.
I asked you second.
That's great. Well, my name is Jeannie, and we just came here asking, we just wanted to ask a couple of questions about the arena.
Okay, what the fuck you want me to do about it?
Can you watch your fucking profanity? We have a fucking goddamn child with us.
You're the one that walked into my office, man.
Yeah, you're supposed to be helping us. You too. Spit everywhere.
Ladies, please.
Wait, how short is his hair?
It's like crew cut, like military. And Charlotte, he kind of like turns to you and he glares. And he's like, "What the fuck you want then?"
What the fuck do we want, Havoc?
You know, I should have words ready. That's a thing.
Havoc Simmons.
Don't say it like
Havoc Simmons.
that. Oh my god. I believe I had an appointment to discuss something about the arena. Fuck.
With who?
Can't remember.
Jormel?
Yes.
Thanks, DM.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to fucking wait. The man's out in the barn.
Of course
Doing
we
work.
can fucking wait. We're here early.
Man, you want to watch your mouth, little man. And as he say it, he flicks from the side of his tunic, like the sleeve, he flicks out this, like, long carving dagger. And he stabs it into his desk. And he picks up this chunk of jerky, and he just begins to shave bits of it off and then eat it.
You want to be intimidating? I take out my dagger and...
Can I pick up Baz?
Yeah, make me a strength check.
Am I doing a saving throw or?
Just a strength check as well. Or a dexterity check.
18.
18?
16.
16. Yeah, so Tavik, you managed to pick him up.
Would you stop fucking doing that?
Maybe if you saw
I'm a
me-
grown man. I'm just trying to defend my honor.
Yeah, the dude behind the desk, he kind of like snorts and continues with his jerky.
You want to fucking start one more time? Well, what is up with that?
Don't worry, I've completely lost what Shin's voice is, apparently.
Okay, Baz, we're gonna go get some air until you calm the fuck down.
He's being a dick.
Well, so are you.
He snorts again.
I'm walking
Like
out
dick?
with Baz over my shoulder.
Hey, I said you like dick.
Okay, you haul him out.
Are you shouting that over?
Yes.
As you're being carried out, you're just yelling, "Do you like dick?"
The man turns to you guys now, and he like looks you all up and down like he's like appraising you, and then he turns to Kiza, and he says, "The fuck's the dwarf's problem?"
I don't hear this, do I?
Fuck if I know.
He says, "Okay, Timel. I guess you can sit in the porch or something. You want to wait for him here? I don't give two shits. I'm going back to my nap."
Oh, he's just a cranky boy.
And
He's just
he-
so cranky.
He pitches his cowboy hat back down, swings his feet back up onto the desk, and settles down to go back to his nap.
Okay, I guess we'll walk back out.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Question, how dirty does this desk look?
How dirty does the desk look?
Dirty.
It looks spotless. Like, he's wearing cowboy boots, and, like, you can see the bottom of them, and they are, like, spotless. Like, he keeps very good care of this. There's a couple of stuff just strewn around his desk. There's the knife and the jerky, and he's got, like, a little torch kind of candle, a couple of papers. Nothing too exciting.
How strong do you figure the desk is? How strong is the desk?
It looks pretty sturdy.
Don't sit
Can
on
it
Don't
hold
sit on
Kiza's
it.
weight?
Yeah, probably be able to.
Don't sit on it.
Kiza jumps up and sits on the desk. Okay,
Okay.
so there's that.
It holds. He like lifts his hand and like tilts us slightly so he can see you, and then he kind of gives like a scowl, like a. He seems annoyed, but like he's not gonna bother doing anything, and he tilts it back down and goes back to his nap.
Is that me?
I don't know, judging by our call this morning.
Yeah, Daddy couldn't wake up.
You literally woke
I
me
guess
up
we're
with a
all out
phone
on the
call.
porch.
Okay, so Kiza stayed behind, and then the rest of you have all gone outside. Tavik has got Baz like sat down, and like he's like pacing back and forth, storming. Like he's
He was
steaming.
acting like a dick.
And Tavik's just kind of sitting on these stairs, waiting for you guys as you come out.
What a fucking dick. Like, does he
I'm
not? Can
definitely
he?
scolding Baz. Baz is being an idiot.
Yeah, but can he not be like a dick for like 3 seconds?
Can you not be a dick for like 3 seconds?
I was in a happy ass mood until he opened his goddamn ugly bushy ass mouth.
If that's your happy mood, I don't want to see your angry one.
I'm not even started. Don't get me started.
If I use lesser restoration now, can I restore Baz's happiness?
No.
That
That is not how that
Can we
works.
restore our Baz to factory settings?
He's at factory settings.
Can we restore our party to factory settings? What is
Tabak,
factory
don't you
settings?
think, not Tabak, but like other Tabak. Tabak, do you not think that he was being a little bit of a dick?
He was a little bit of a dick, but I think
Yeah,
that we
see?
should.
Even Tabak agrees with me. Sorry for cutting in for you, Tabak.
I think that we should try not to cause any major conflict.
Okay,
while
but
we're here.
if he says fuck one more time, I'm gonna see this hand? You're gonna go where the sun don't shine.
You're saying you're gonna shove your hand up his ass?
Yeah, but like in a bad way. Like, rip out his intestines. Like he's a dick, right?
In the bad way, not the other way.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
are we waiting to answer for questions? Are we trying to question him or somebody else?
Someone else.
Guy named Jamal, Draco, Dragon Age, I don't know.
Did we ask the guy for his name?
Yeah.
Jormel.
Drama.
The guy that was inside was named Tymal.
That's it, yeah, I wrote that down.
Tymal. The guy you guys are looking for is Jormel.
Did I notice a
J-O-R.
phone in there at any point?
Someone in there?
No, a phone.
A phone? No.
Yeah. No?
No. There was... It was like a front office. There was a couple of doors that would have led farther into the office. But you didn't spot a phone just in the first bit.
Okay, well, I go back in.
Okay.
Okay, and I go into a different doorway? I don't know.
Okay, so you come back in. Kiza is currently sat on the desk. The human is, like, napping. And Kiza's just kind of twiddling her thumbs. And you walk back in. There's
Great.
3 other doors. There's one just behind where his desk is. And then there's 2 more on the far wall from the entrance.
I go to the one behind his desk.
Okay. He, like, lifts up a... Make me a stealth check.
It's not even stealth, I'm not even trying.
Okay, yeah, no. He picks up, like, the one part of his hat and he goes, "The fuck you think you're doing?"
Going to get some answers from somebody who knows what they're doing.
Good luck finding him there.
Okay, well, I go in anyways.
You walk into a bathroom.
He was very
Well,
nice.
Would someone like to make me a wisdom check?
me?
Just
I don't know
anyone?
if we're good.
Anyone at all.
Good.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Because I'm sitting on the desk, so why not?
That's probably a 15.
Okay.
21.
You do remember that he had mentioned during his chat with you guys that Jormel was still in the barn.
Oh, okay, well, I go to the barn.
Okay. Charlotte comes stomping back out of the office building and begins to make her way across the quad, essentially, towards the large barn.
Where you go? Oh, she's gone.
No, we could just wait.
Where's she going?
I'm going to the barn. He's
Whoa, who
just
said
over
that?
there.
I think she said she's going to the tarn. I don't know what a tarn is. Do you guys know what a
I
tarn
said,
is?
My shoulder barn.
Carn? Darn? Don't you say darn, that's very rude.
Really checked too?
Don't you think it would be a better idea to just wait here?
I continue walking.
Alright. Charlotte, you make it about halfway across the quad when you hear from the barn a screech. And then, running from the barn, bottom of his backpack, currently kind of sliced open and starting to trail behind him with stuff, comes Marvin, who is screaming at the top of his lungs and waving his arms as he runs past and yells, "Cat! Cat! Cat!" And he just takes off down the road past you.
Okay, I continue, because Who doesn't want to see a cat other than Marvin?
I'm guessing it's not a friendly cat.
You kind of follow the line of objects. There's like a couple of pots and pans and some clothing. You spot a pair of underwear lying on the ground and stuff. You make your way past around this kind of trail up to the front doors of the barn, which have been left slightly open. And inside, you peek around the corner, and in front of you is a barn. And there's stables on each side, with a variety of different creatures and all manner of things inside of them. Directly in front of you stands a man. He's got his back towards you. He's got long brown hair that's kind of just draped behind him. Dark green skin. He's not wearing a shirt.
Oh my god.
But he does have a large kind of like belt and some pants on. He's barefoot. And he's currently, like, hands out like this with his back towards you because he is currently looking at 3 cats. Cats being an appropriate term. They are panthers. Kind of. Large
Are
black...
they black panthers?
Yes, large black panthers. Very, very large teeth. And from their sides, reaching out from just below the neck, are 2 long tendrils. These kind of octopus-like bits attached to the end of both of them that are whipping back and forth. They have 6 legs, a pair of smaller front hind legs just behind the first set. And one of them is currently sat on top of a bunch of boxes. The other 2 are currently, they've stopped a distance away from the man before you, but they are clearly snarling. They do not seem like happy cats. And we will take a break at this point, and when we return, we'll have some fun with some cats.
Yay.
We will be back within half an hour or so.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because
So-
we only have till what?
12.
Probably. Well, we have to be out of here at 12, so we have
11:30.
until about 11.
Yeah, so tune back in about half an hour, guys. We'll see you then. Thanks for stopping by.